All right, let's take a deep dive into the world of SandyJoe. Looks like we've got an interview, concert announcement, some background info here. You're really trying to get a feel for this rising artist, huh? I think there's plenty here to unpack.
Yeah, no doubt. You know what really struck me right off the bat? The way SandyJoe describes her own music, she calls it vulnerability and emotions. And I think that really comes through in her writing.
Yeah, it really does. There's a real rawness to her lyrics. Like, she's not just telling a story, she's putting her whole heart out there. You can't help but feel it. But this whole idea of vulnerability in music, it's not exactly new, is it?
No, not at all. But with SandyJoe, I think what makes her stand out is that she goes deeper. It's more than just sharing those personal experiences. It's the way she digs into the complexities of it all. You know, the messy parts, the parts people usually try to hide. And it creates this connection with the listener. Like you're right there with her, going through it all.
You're right, it's not just surface level. And I think that ties into her definition of success, too. She talked about perseverance, self-belief, turning hard work into something real. It's different from the usual fame and fortune narrative.
Yeah, definitely. For her, it seems like success is about the journey, the creative process itself, you know, more than just the end goal. And that dedication really shines through. Her music's meticulous, layered, full of details that show a real commitment.
It's really impressive. And it makes you wonder if that dedication comes from her upbringing. We know her father wasn't a musician himself, but he had this massive record collection, jazz, R&B, rock, even some country in there. What do you make of that?
Well, I think it explains her eclectic sound. She blends all those influences in a way that feels both fresh and familiar. You can hear the jazz influence in her chord progressions, for example. But then you've got this soulful vocal style that's straight out of classic R&B. It's a really unique mix.
Yeah, it's definitely more than just throwing genres together. It feels very intentional. It actually reminds me of that little story about her childhood concerts. Her siblings were the backup dancers.
Oh, that's cute.
It is. But it also suggests a natural inclination toward performance, even at that young age. And having a family that supports that kind of creative expression, well, that's got to be invaluable.
Absolutely. It can really shape an artist's development.
Totally agree. It's like they gave her a safe space to explore her passion. No judgment. Which brings us to her first song, written when she was just 9 years old. She admits it wasn't a masterpiece, but you got to start somewhere.
Right? Of course. And there's a certain beauty to those early creative explorations. It's about embracing the imperfections, understanding that the artistic journey is all about constant learning. Even if those early attempts aren't perfect, they lay the groundwork for future growth.
Exactly. And then there's that moment her dad buys her Diary by Alicia Keys. She practically wore out that album. I love those kinds of formative musical experiences. What do you think it says about her development as an artist?
Oh, those early influences can be incredibly powerful. They shape our tastes, introduce us to new sounds. They can even inspire us to find our own voice. It's like having a musical mentor guiding you through those early years. And with Alicia Keys, you have this incredible artist who blends soul, R&B, and pop. And it clearly resonated deeply with SandyJoe.
Absolutely. And that passion for music ultimately led her to make a huge decision. She packed up and left Florida, moved to Los Angeles to chase her dream. No safety net, no family there, just pure ambition.
Wow. That's bold. It really shows her commitment, that willingness to take risks, to push beyond your comfort zone. That's often what separates those who dream from those who achieve.
You're absolutely right. And for SandyJoe, it seems like the motivation runs deeper than just personal ambition. She's talked about wanting her music to matter, to inspire people, to give them hope.
Yeah, and I think that's what makes her music so compelling. It's more than just entertainment. It's a form of connection, a way to share experiences and offer comfort. It's clear she wants her music to make a positive impact on the world.
Absolutely. And speaking of impact, she has a concert coming up at Wonzimer on January 23rd. Seems like a great chance to experience her music live. What do you think makes live performances so special?
Oh, there's an energy there, a raw emotion that you just can't get from a recording. You see the artist pouring their heart out, connecting with the audience. It becomes a shared experience, and it can be incredibly powerful.
For sure, it's not just the music itself. It's the visuals, the crowd, the atmosphere.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It adds a whole other dimension to the art.
And for someone like SandyJoe, who thrives on emotional honesty and connection, I can only imagine how those elements would amplify her performance.
Me too.
So we've covered a lot of ground here. From her approach to vulnerability and success, her diverse musical influences, that big move to LA, we're getting a real sense of who she is as an artist.
We are, but what I find fascinating is, even with all this background, there's still a sense of mystery about her. It's like we're just scratching the surface.
Yeah, you're so right. I'm really curious to delve deeper into her music itself.
Me too. Let's see what else we can uncover as we explore the rest of this material.
So we've talked about her background, her influences, but let's really get into the music itself. In the interview, she mentions soulful storytelling with hints of jazz and blues. What stands out to you when you listen to her work?
Well, her vocal style is the first thing that grabs me. So rich and emotive. The range she has, it allows her to convey so many different emotions. You know, that soulful quality she mentioned, it really shines through.
Oh yeah, totally. It's like she can draw you in with a whisper 1 minute, then belt out these powerful notes that give you chills the next. It's amazing.
Exactly. And it's not just her voice, it's how she uses it to tell these stories. Her lyrics are so vivid, almost poetic. They paint these intricate pictures of love, loss, heartbreak, the whole spectrum of human experience. It's like reading a novel set to music.
Yeah, there's a real literary quality to her songwriting. It's not just about rhyming words, it's about crafting these narratives that pull you in, make you feel every emotion she's expressing.
And you can feel that she's drawing from her own life. She's not afraid to be vulnerable, to put her own struggles and triumphs out there. That authenticity is what really connects with people.
I think you're right. It's like she's saying, hey, I've been through it, maybe you have too, but we're not alone. It's a powerful message.
It really is, but it's not just about the emotional depth of the lyrics. Musically, there's so much going on. You mentioned those hints of jazz and blues, and those influences definitely come through in her chord progressions, harmonies, even the overall structure. But then she blends in elements of contemporary R&B, some pop influences too. It creates this sound that's both classic and modern.
It's like she's bridging the gap between generations, bringing something timeless to a contemporary sound. Speaking of contemporary, there's also this raw, almost edgy quality to some of her tracks. It's not all smooth and polished, you know. It's got this roughness around the edges that I find really interesting.
Yeah, I hear that. And that rawness actually adds a whole other layer to the music. It's like she's letting us see those imperfections, those struggles, reminding us that beauty can exist in the most unexpected places.
You know, it's funny. She's so open and honest in her music, but she's also fiercely protective of her creative process. In the interview, she talked about not letting outside noise dictate her art.
Right, and that's such an important lesson for any artist, especially these days with so much pressure to conform, to follow trends, to try and please everyone. Staying true to your own vision even when it's hard. That's crucial for maintaining your artistic integrity.
It's true. It takes a lot of self-awareness to do that. You have to trust your gut, believe in what you're creating, even when other people might doubt you. And SandyJoe definitely has that confidence.
She does. And it shows not just in her music, but in her whole journey as an artist. Remember, she left everything behind to chase her dream in LA. That takes courage, resilience, a deep belief in herself.
It does. And she's been open about the challenges along the way, the sacrifices, the rejections, the tough times. But she's still so proud of what she's accomplished. And that up from here attitude, it's incredibly inspiring.
It really is. It speaks to that growth mindset, that belief that every experience, even the negative ones, can be an opportunity to learn and grow. That's so important for any creative career.
Absolutely. And you can tell she's not doing this for fame or fortune. It's a pure passion for the music, this desire to connect with people.
You're right. She wants her music to make a difference, to offer comfort and hope to those who need it. It's a beautiful intention. And you can feel it in every note and every word.
It really comes through. So we've covered a lot here. Her voice, her lyrics, her influences, her resilience, her desire to make a positive impact. What do you think is the most compelling aspect of SandyJoe's artistry?
You know, for me, it's how she balances vulnerability and strength. She's so open about her struggles, her doubts, her heartbreaks, but there's also this underlying resilience, this refusal to be broken by life's challenges. It's that combination that makes her music both relatable and incredibly moving.
I love that. It's like she's giving us permission to be both fragile and fierce, to embrace all of our emotions without judgment.
Exactly. It's a rare gift.
It is. Now, you sent over this announcement for her upcoming show at Wonzimer. After learning all this about her, I have to say I'm really intrigued to see her live. What do you think we can expect from a SandyJoe concert?
Well, I think it's going to be a really intimate and emotional experience. Her music is so personal, so raw. I imagine her live performances have this conversational quality, like she's sharing her stories directly with each person in the audience.
That's a great point. It's like she's inviting us into her world, creating a shared space where we can connect on a much deeper level.
Exactly. And given her background in performance, even from those childhood concerts, I wouldn't be surprised if there are theatrical elements, visual storytelling.
That's interesting. It's like a multi-sensory experience.
Yeah.
Engaging the audience on all these different levels.
Precisely. And considering how important it is to her to uplift and inspire others, I imagine her shows are full of positive energy, a real sense of community.
You know, in the announcement, she actually mentions the recent fires in LA and expresses a hope that the concert can bring some joy and light to the community during such a difficult time.
That's so thoughtful of her. It shows you how much she cares. She truly wants to use her music for good, to offer comfort and connection when people need it most.
She really does. And that's what makes SandyJoe such a special artist. Talented, driven, vulnerable, resilient, and so connected to her purpose. It's a powerful combination. Her music is both meaningful and impactful.
I couldn't agree more. Definitely an artist to watch.
It's amazing how she does that, weaving in those bigger themes of resilience and hope without it ever sounding preachy, you know?
Yeah, it's really impressive.
It feels so genuine, so relatable.
That's the thing about her approach. She's not telling us how to think or feel. It's more like she's inviting us into a conversation, sharing her own experiences, and letting us take from it what we will. It's much more powerful that way.
I think you're right. It's like she's saying, hey, life's tough, but we're in this together. And that's probably why her music connects with so many people, especially young people who are figuring things out, trying to find their place in the world.
Definitely. And she's really outspoken about encouraging young people to go after their dreams, to work hard, to not let anyone tell them what they can't do.
It's inspiring to see someone who's actually lived it, someone who's found success on their own terms, sharing that wisdom and encouragement. It makes her message so much more powerful.
It does. And it's a good reminder that success isn't just about fame or fortune. It's about staying true to yourself, following your passions, making a positive impact on the world.
I love that. So as we wrap up this deep dive into SandyJoe's world, what are some key takeaways for our listeners? What do you hope they'll remember about her and her music?
Well, I hope they remember her incredible talent, for one. That soulful voice, her ability to tell these really moving stories, her vulnerability, her willingness to share her heart with everyone. I hope they see her resilience, her dedication, her unwavering belief in herself and her dreams. That's what I hope they take away.
Beautifully said. Those are all fantastic points. And I'd add that her music is a reminder that it's okay to embrace all of our emotions. The good, the bad, the messy, the beautiful. It's about finding strength in those vulnerable moments and hope when things are tough.
Absolutely. You know, this deep dive has really got me thinking about the power of music, how it connects us, inspires us, helps us through life. It makes me wonder, what role does music play in your own life? Are there artists who have really touched you, songs that have helped you through tough times or made the good times even better? It's something to think about as you keep exploring SandyJoe's music and the world of music as a whole.
Shy girl. Don't know why you say what you say. If you want me, boy, then you'll be on your way, yeah. Tell me why you say what you say. If you want me, boy, then show you shy.